It's a podcast called I Choose You. Ben, Evan, Jeremy, Andy, and you. Let the cooking begin. I choose you.
Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I am the host and Alton Brown of the group, and joining me this week, as always, is
Ben Montoya, the friend of the show.
Ian Davis, the David Chang of the show.
Ooh,
and Evan Aubrey.
Excellent. Well, I want to start off by playing off something that was in the pre-show, which was Ben. You said you went to the zoo recently, and I was wondering what was the food like at your zoo?
We brought food.
Mm.
You brought food to the? Do they allow that?
They actively encourage it, actually, which is kind of
Interesting.
Yeah.
What'd you bring? What's with Ben Montoya at the zoo?
Yeah.
Well, I brought some fancy cheese crunchies from Trader Joe's. You know, the white cheddar truffle ones I was talking about last time.
Familiar.
I brought some sour sketty, which is still surviving in my cupboards because every time I look at it and I'm like, ooh, some sour sketty sounds great right now. And then I always, when it comes to actually eating it, I'm not as drawn to it. Some pretzels in a Ziploc bag, a Coke.
Pretty solid.
It's a nice little snackage right there.
Yeah. So I have a question. Do you like? Is it like when I went to the zoo and there's like peacocks walking around and they try to steal your lunch?
No. The San Diego Zoo is actually like really awesome. It's like huge and has a lot of like spacious areas. And there's no peacocks trying to steal your food.
Yeah, I like that you're implying like, oh no, it's not shit. Okay, they're peacocks walking around.
But my question: so are there no peacocks walking around?
There weren't any when I went.
That's too bad. Yes,
this is really riveting content.
Were the pretzels soft or hard?
They were hard pretzels that I brought with me.
Oof.
Man, I found big, soft pretzels at Trader Joe's. That's what it says on the bag.
Ooh.
Big, soft
pretzels.
Yeah.
It was probably the highlight of my weekend. Just getting to like heat up a couple of those. Go get some. They're fantastic. They're frozen. I'm gonna lean in close. You don't even need to fucking heat them up.
What?
You just leave it in your fridge 60 to 90 minutes. And you can eat it right out of the fucking bag.
Is this? Do you do this with like Hot Pockets or whatever? You're like, you just leave the Hot Pocket in the fridge for an hour and it's warm enough to eat.
It's like, it's like that. I think you should leave sketch. Like if you're expecting the food to be cold and it's room temperature, it's gonna burn your mouth.
So did you dip your pretzels in anything? Was it like, did you have like a mustard or anything like that?
Glad you asked, Jeremy. This is the real fucking recipe. Okay. You take the frozen pretzels out, put them on a tray, heat your oven to 350. I dipped my hands in some water, and I kind of like finger painted on the pretzels. Then I sprinkled a little salt on it.
Ooh.
Wait, did it come with salt, or did you have to separately buy your own big pretzel salt?
I had salt. I had medium-sized salt in my fridge already.
Okay.
Hot take: I don't love when it's just covered in salt. I want my tongue to be able to just touch the flesh of the pretzel without like rocks in the way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I sprinkle a little bit of salt, just a little bit. And best part, only takes 4 minutes. You're just heating it up. It's already done. It's cooked.
The work is just done for you.
Long story short, I didn't use any dipping sauces.
Ian.
Just some good ass salt is what you're saying.
Okay, so question. They do like, stuffed pretzels with like peanut butter. And like there's the whole peanut butter hard pretzel association. But would you ever take a soft pretzel and dip it into a peanut butter or peanut butter sauce? I've never seen that before.
Yes.
I'm glad you asked. Because this has truly happened to me. I was putting the salt away. What was next to the salt
Oh.
a jar of peanut butter, and I thought, has anyone done this?
Has anyone done this?
And then I remembered the little peanut butter nugget pretzels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Combos.
And then you said, yeah, they have, and that put you to rest, and you didn't try it.
Exactly. It's already been done. I'm a trailblazer. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't need to. That trail wouldn't blaze. I couldn't light that up. It's already
Yes.
been done.
You were eating some chocolate and you looked at some peanut butter and you're like, has anyone done this? Is this possible to combine these two things together?
Exactly.
New pretzel.
Now, I'm gonna hit you guys with the concept here.
Uh-huh.
I know this is controversial.
Is it?
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Oh my God, Ian, I was literally thinking that exact same thing.
Is it because he said it was controversial?
Yeah. Well, no, as we were talking about dipping sauces, I was like, man, you know what dipping sauce I tried recently is Chick-fil-A sauce.
I haven't eaten at Chick-fil-A in a very long time, probably not since I was in high school. So
I mean, they're deplorable, sure, but their sauce is real good.
Yeah.
I haven't
True.
I don't remember what it tastes like. What's like its aesthetic?
Heaven.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, that's why they're Christian.
It's basically it's like mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, and mustard mixed together.
But in like the best way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like in mouth-watering
In the most
ways.
heavenly way.
I have been informed that at Walmart, they do have like Walmart brand Chick-fil-A sauce, and I have it on good authority from a coworker that he's taste tested the real stuff next to that, no difference. So
Oh, all right. Good to know. Because
Okay.
I have a bottle of the OG in my fridge just stinking up the place, and I need to replace it with something that does not adorn the same brand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thankfully you can just spend your money at the completely reasonable and not at all concerning Walmart while purchasing this item.
yeah, not
Um,
controversial.
Yeah. It's too bad they like Trader Jose doesn't have like Trader Joe or Trader Ming or Trader Giotto have like a poultry puree Chick-fil-A knockoff sauce. You know
They
what I'm
call it
taking?
Dude MTZ.
Yeah.
sauce.
I'm sure they could pull that off. Trader Joe has a strong hand on his marketing campaign, and I'm certain that they could put in the alchemical combinations to properly produce a delicious Chick-fil-A knockoff sauce.
Or frankly, they would just buy the Chick-fil-A sauce and then just put their label on it like they do for
Everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been Pretzel. Wetzel, you pretzel. The section talking about hard and soft pretzels. Final question, Ian Davis. Were those pretzels making you thirsty?
Glad you asked.
God damn it.
That's why I put very little salt on it, Jim. Because usually these pretzels do make me thirsty. But these were just...
Just right.
Mamma mia. No rules, just right on these pretzels. So, do you want to do a LaCroix, boys? You got anything exciting drinking? I'm still drinking these apple ahas.
You can't say still. Isn't this episode coming out before?
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Spoilers.
I'm
ruining the timeline.
I'm starting to drink these apple ahas.
Wow, this is my everything everywhere all at once.
Yes.
I'm drinking a guava Sao Paulo LaCroix.
And how is that?
Controversial, not my favorite.
It's pretty okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it above like the cherry blossom. If I had to, like, I feel like those are on the same spectrum, same kind of colored can.
I
It's
still
true.
haven't had that one yet.
The cherry blossom, which I got a can of recently, was definitely like more of the like, oh, you want your LaCroix to taste like something kind of situation. And it does. It's much more a pungent LaCroix experience.
A pungent.
Yes. Ben, what do you got there?
Drinking a lemon lavender high boy cannabis soda.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the what's his nuts? I can't believe Seth Rogen. There you go.
Mr.
drink-
Pineapple
right.
Express himself.
Yes.
This is
What
a
about you,
good
Evan?
podcast.
I mean, I've got no drink. I was chewing on a plain tortilla earlier. That's how in progress my my move is.
Homemade?
No.
Albuquerque Tortilla Company?
Mission.
No.
Bummer.
It is
You
the
know-
Northwest. They're not just
Yes,
gonna
it is true.
have that.
Mission Tortilla is strong in cahoots with Disneyland, and it used to be the official tortilla of Disneyland. Was
really?
Mission Tortilla that I learned this recently. Well, it's kind of like how we talked about this, but Doritos were invented because of Disneyland. So,
Right.
and Disneyland has a strong influence over our food culture, much like Pokemon. I Choose You, the podcast about cooking, eating
There it
Pokemon.
is.
Each week, we randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and prepare for each other, and we decide amongst ourselves who has the best recipe. This week's Pokemon is Klinklang, the gear Pokemon. Who won last week? A lot's been going on.
I think Evan.
Was it me? It might
Yes.
have been me.
Yeah.
Evan, did you
It
win?
was.
Evan won.
That
Okay.
one.
Evan, do you want to start this week's recipe segment?
I suppose. And man, boy, if this wasn't a hard one, just some gears mushed together. What do you make out of it? Is it a food? Is it and my hot take this week is that it is not a food, but a kitchen utensil.
Mhm.
Some might say a pasta maker.
Ooh.
So we're gonna be rolling some dough through this Klinklang to make some Klinklang conchigili pasta.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, which is the shell pasta. That was just
because they're shaped
it.
like a conch shell.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Love it.
So what you're gonna do, obviously, to make your pasta dough is just get some salt, some flour, and some water, and you're gonna mix the salt and flour together, and then slap that on a table. Make a little well in the middle of it, and like slowly pour your water in there, and kind of get a little fork and get that going and nice and incorporated until all the water is in all the flour, and you got your big dough. And then what else are you gonna do? On a countertop, you're just gonna basically knead it out into a fine sheet, cut it up into little squares, and then basically I'm assuming you just roll each little square piece of dough through the middle of the Klinklang, and it just happens to give you that nice shape when it comes out the other side.
Just the perfect flatness in that press right there.
Yeah. It looks more, sharp edged and square, but when it comes out in a nice shell shape.
And what are we filling these shells with, Evan, for your dish?
So hot take, I'm not usually one to fill these shells. Like I usually go for smaller shells. Like you can absolutely do the larger ones, and those deserve to be stuffed. But when I'm buying shell pasta, I usually just go with like a nice simple ragu sauce, like a meat sauce kind of deal, a bolognese, if you will.
Would you think about like throwing these in like stovetop macaroni and cheese?
Oh, ooh, yes, absolutely. I do love shells in mac and cheese. I love alternative pastas instead of macaroni to mac and cheese.
This pasta, you guys, I don't think you've heard of this pasta before. They're a little alternative.
What's up, Ian?
I just thought of this.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys ever taken like macaroni and cheese and then mixed it with like a red sauce? 'Cause I don't feel like that would be bad.
Like it's been cheesed and then you pour marinara on top.
Yeah. So like the Kraft dinosaur, which we've talked about before. He has a secret brother who is like a tomato sauce dinosaur,
Yeah.
and he like sneaks in after the original Kraft dinosaur and like flavor blasts your
Exactly.
stovetop macaroni.
A
I see.
tomato pterodactyl
Yeah.
swoops in, takes a giant marinara
Dive bomb.
shit.
Yeah. And it looks perfectly like the poop emoji as it goes across your stovetop
I would eat that.
situation.
Oh, and then the Kraft dinosaur's like, "This is my night marinara."
That's pretty good.
But shouldn't it turn into like a delicious dreamscape because the combination of tomato and cheese is so wonderful on your tongue?
That's what I'm saying. Like he says that, everyone laughs. Then he like tastes it, and he just has a bunch of mindgasm. Like his brain just shatters.
Yeah.
Or maybe instead of like him voluntarily like going for it, he like trips over something and like he falls face first into it, and then he's like, "Hey, wait a minute, this is pretty good."
Yeah.
And he sprouts wings, flies out of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so that's what it looks like in the ad. But when you get this in the store, I'm imagining you get one packet that's cheese powder and the other one
Right.
that's like marinara
Right.
powder.
Yeah.
Dry
Yeah.
red pepper. Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. It sounds pretty good.
I would do it.
You know why I thought of the little shells as in stovetop macaroni is that when I was a child, I didn't get Kraft macaroni, stovetop macaroni. I got Annie's stovetop macaroni, which has like the little rabbit
Yes.
on the box, and
Yeah.
those came in shells and not elbow macaronis. So
You were already alternative.
well, I was like, why did I think of that as in that situation? And that's the answer there.
Evan, I like this idea. I kind of want to imagine Klinklang as like with a like countertop mount, like you know where like the big ring around it goes, like that's just like bolted into like your kitchen, counter, and then that's just like your forever pasta, maker.
There you go. If you get the smaller version or something, the pre-evolution, and that's just the like KitchenAid attachment that like hooks into the front.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing seems like it has perpetual energy. Like it has like a nuclear reactor at its like center or whatever.
Right.
How big is it?
It's pretty big, if I remember. It's like
Yeah, they'll crank out a lot of pasta.
it's actually not that big. It's only 2 feet. I mean,
178 pounds.
Yeah.
Hmm.
God, like
Do you
the
think
dream
that
of, like
go ahead, Ian.
I'm just dreaming of living a
White
life
Christmas.
where I don't have to work, like my partner works.
Uh-huh.
I have a fucking like garage style like tool, like you walk into the kitchen, there's just like every tool on the wall. I got my Klinklang. It's like my little what do they fucking call those things that like
Oh, the egg beater?
No.
Stand mixer.
No, all right. Think Tim the Toolman Taylor.
A
the thing that
drill.
like no, it's like
Vice.
yeah, the vice that's like mounted to your workbench. But I just have a permanent fucking pasta maker just like mounted to my
Attached to a
kitchen
vice.
island. That's big enough for me to like prep everything. I'm not cramped. God,
Are you like Garfield and do you like sit under it with your mouth open and the pasta like goes directly into it?
Yep. My partner comes home. She's like, "What the fuck? Why did you make dinner?" And I'm just like there, like just like feeling the pasta right into my
Who
mouth.
needs to boil the pasta? Yeah, just raw dough.
If it's fresh made pasta, it's
Maybe I like it raw.
yeah. Bear back this pasta, please. Do you think the weight of the Klinklang would collapse your like kitchen island when you're perhaps constructing pasta with it?
No, this thing is like just fucking steel and concrete.
Okay.
It's not like that scene in Arrested Development where Job tries to like open a bottle on a countertop and it like breaks the edge of the counter off. But it's like you place your pasta maker there and it just like breaks the entire countertop.
Yeah, this isn't an appliance that you keep under the in the cabinet. This is
on display.
This is like you just walked in my house. I'm Mother Agra, okay? The fucking planets are spinning.
Yeah.
Okay, the pasta's coming out.
Uh-huh. Ian, I do know you love the Dark Crystal and its affiliated products, but wouldn't you say this is more of a Stregonona situation?
It is. It could be a Stregonona situation. You're right. Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
What?
The pasta witch.
We've talked about that on this podcast.
It's a kid's book.
Okay, it's a kid's book where a witch has a magic pot and it makes too much pasta and it floods her house.
Oh shit, I've read that book. Yeah. Maybe it's like a blend.
Uh-huh. Much like a blend of macaroni and ragu. All right. Yeah. Let's move on to Ben. Ben, what's your recipe this week?
So my recipe was also a struggle. Obviously we're just dealing with some gears here. I thought at first, Ian, you were going to be talking about the design of Klinklang, which I can't believe they get away with it. But like they got 3 whole Pokemon just based off the same idea. It's just like, oh, gear with the face with another gear. Oh, gear with the face with another gear and another gear and another gear. Like, it's just like someone's really cashing in on that. And it's despicable. But I was looking at Klinklang, struggling to think of what to do with it, and I started to imagine a cake, if you will, like underneath the Klinklang. So like the gears are like kind of sticking out on top, and like that round ring is like the very tip, the very top of the cake, you know? And then and the reason why I kind of like stumbled upon this was I just on a whim typed in edible gears into Google, you know, just to see what I could find, and I found an important website that talked about edible steampunk gears and ornaments for a steampunk birthday party.
This is like an episode of Is It Cake?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
What's that show?
So Ben, did it ruin your life?
It was like a car accident. I just couldn't look away. I watched the whole first episode.
You
Why
watched
did they
it?
make him sit on the bench?
Don't know. I haven't seen it, so I
what
don't
you're
know.
talking about.
Okay.
I've seen a video about this, and it seems like a train wreck of a show.
Is it the
honestly.
bench made out of cake?
Imagine this.
Okay.
You took time off of your job to go onto this game show to potentially win money.
Yeah.
There's like 10 of you. The first thing you have to do is look at, from like 40 feet away, a bunch of food. Some of it's cake. You have to guess which one's the cake. If you guess wrong, this is just the contestants. We haven't even gotten to the fucking show yet. If you guess wrong, you have to go sit on a bench for like 6 hours and watch the people who guessed it right play the first episode. And they have to give snide remarks like, "Oh, that looks like shit." And you're just stuck sitting on a bench for 6 hours.
And aren't the contestants like bakers that make things? They make cake that looks like other objects, and then the other part of the show is they have to like guess which one is cake, and if they don't, then they don't. If they don't guess right, then they don't win or something.
Right. So after you've been delegated to the bench, the winners of that get to choose what food from that initial selection they're going to replicate, right? And then they have like 6 or 8 hours to make it, and then they get to pick like from a selection. Like this one dude chose tacos, which I don't know why you would choose that.
Yeah.
But then he's like, oh yeah, these are the fake tacos that are the real tacos. You know what I'm saying? And then contestants come on who have judges come on who have nothing to do, like tangentially related to food in some way, and they think they're funny, and they have to give their fucking stuff. They haven't seen funny. Okay, we would do a better job.
They don't know funny from a mile away.
Yeah. And they have to guess. They have to agree on which one's the cake from like all three of those people who played, and the person who doesn't get guessed wins $5,000.
All this for only $5,000. I feel like
yeah. Imagine taking like presumably like a week off of work where you got to sit on a bench the majority of the time, and you can win $5,000.
Wow. Sorry, Ben, to derail your recipe, but I was.
Yeah, anyway, that show is ridiculous. But it also is related to our show because we talked about everything being cake for a while.
Yeah.
So I found this website, like I mentioned, it's for a steampunk birthday party, and the opening paragraph is really great. It says, "It's important to celebrate milestones in our lives, and so much fun to do just that with a steampunk twist." Making a steampunk party for your favorite steampunk fan is a hoot, and one element of your steampunk birthday party can be a steampunk decorated cake or cupcakes.
You really have to make sure it's steampunk.
You know, it's fun. It's almost like it's a brand name, but it isn't. So it's like you kept expecting it to be like steampunk registered trademark.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not. It's just like they keep got to re-emphasizing that you and your friend are a fan of steampunk.
It is so easy to make your steampunk cake if you decorate it with ready-made edible steampunk gears and other ornaments, it says. And then it's basically just like a listicle of like 30 different, or oh my god, there's 50 different like, you know, Etsy stores and other places that you can buy these edible steampunk gears and ornaments. But one thing that I found on there that I had never heard of before is called sugar lace. And basically, it's just like a sugar, cornstarch, water solution that you like whip up into a paste, and then you put it into like a lace mold, and then it hardens, and you can use it as a cake decoration. So I kind of thought maybe we can make a Klinklang cake for your favorite steampunk birthday party.
Yeah.
And
is there like
we can have
electro swing in the background as you're like making this cake?
Exactly. Got your zoot suit and like your but also like goggles and a top hat, and you like fly on your hot air balloon, and you make it to your steampunk birthday party. And when when the cake is served, it's like a great like layer cake with the sugar lace like cling on top, and then it has working clink and clang gears like working all around the cake. So like you like crank it and all of the gears like spin.
Whoa.
And you make that sugar lace using, like I said, sugar and cornstarch solution, but you also need like a thickening agent to make the gears like work. So you're going to take your Klinklang and reduce it down to like the finest dust that you could possibly get it. So just press it, reduce it to that dust, and then you're just going to use a little bit as your thickening agent to kind of make the sugar lace paste workable and a little bit more stiffer than if you use the, what is this thing called? Something called Tylose powder is what you use normally.
Nice.
Sounds like a
Ian,
Pokemon.
You've been Tylose. Ian, you've been raising your hand. What is your question?
I gotta make sure I'm on the same page. So you're using like metal powder as the thickening agent in your cake.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be so reduced that none of the like it's still edible.
It's not gonna get in my lungs.
No, you won't find little like shavings of it in your mouth while you're eating it.
No.
Okay.
Will it make me slightly magnetic?
This I can't. I think that's gonna depend on the like potency of the Klinklang that you use, but I think again like the amount, like the volume of the powder that you're gonna be like using, and then like spread out throughout the whole like sugar lace mixture, it'll be pretty unnoticeable.
Unnoticeable. Well, okay, but can I become? We talked about this before. Will he become Magneto, Ben?
That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you can become
Hell
Magneto again,
yeah,
Jeremy.
baby. You give this cake to your favorite steampunk fan, and then you like put a spoon on their nose.
Have you guys seen the Key and Peele steampunk sketch?
No.
I think I have, but it's been a while. Remind us.
I can't do it justice, but
Okay.
it really sums up like if you've ever interacted with someone who really loves steampunk.
All right, that's Ian Davis's recommendation. Is okay? Do you have another thing, Ian?
I got two.
Okay.
One, would you serve steam punch
Oh.
at the birthday? Like
Yeah.
hot punch.
Like it's just a boiling vat of like crude oil.
Okay, well, no, I would, if there was going to be steam punch at the steampunk birthday party, it would be punch, but it would have like dry ice.
Yeah,
So
so
it
it
like
makes-
steam,
Must be.
yeah, look industrial.
I like that.
Uh-huh. Is
Also,
the like punch bowl shaped like a top hat?
I was gonna say, are cauldrons steampunk? I don't think so.
No, that's more witch punk, if you know what I'm talking about.
Everyone's cup is like a telescoping kind of thing. It just-
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
And it's on the birthday cake, instead of candles, it's Tesla coils.
Oh yeah. Don't touch it.
Jeremy, I know you talked about like, oh, there's electro swing at the party.
Yes.
You guys like dug up from the depths of my memory a horrible time where I was like, steampunk's so cool. I want to find steampunk music in middle school.
And did you find it?
Yeah, it was just like some really niche fucking bands on SoundCloud where it was like songs about gears and flying in hot air balloons and clocks.
We
It's
should
really-
find it. I want it now. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I tried looking for it. I didn't immediately. It didn't. Oh, No, I don't have. But
Oh, okay.
I can recommend a genuinely good steampunk themed band, which Ed will attest. Steam Powered Giraffe.
Yes, I've heard of that. That's a group that I have heard of.
Very good. Their song Honeybee. Man, watch the music video. It'll fucking make you cry. It's so good.
What? That's not. Doesn't sound like it's about gears at all.
Yeah.
Okay. This is tangentially related to us because it is kind of like clowns.
But Ian, we are clowns.
They're dressed. Imagine like steampunk suits, the classic suit and the top hats, and then their face paints makes them look like robots, like they're like tin men. And they have the two. Well, everyone in the group, they've practiced. They were like theater majors or something.
Oh, you're telling me they're theater majors?
Surprise! I know. But they like have like their movements are very robotic in a way that's
Jabberwockies.
Like, look, everyone go to www.httl://www.com YouTube search
/
Honeybee by the Steam Powered Giraffe.
.biz. Ben is looking it up. Do you approve? Thumbs up?
Thumbs up. This person has a keytar in their first photo, so
yes.
I already am there.
Okay, so I'll just say my relationship to steampunk is stingpunk. It's like they're really a fan of Sting and the Police.
Roxanne.
Yes, steampunk is that when I was a camp counselor at a summer camp that taught kids how to use like soldering irons and stuff. One of the children I was teaching was very much into steampunk, and they had like a top hat and gears and a cape and a vest, and they listened to electro swing. And this was like in like 2013 or 2014, where I was like, I think that Great Gatsby movie with Leonardo DiCaprio kind of really brought back electro swing, and it kind of like it was like a dimming of the light for the steampunk roaches to crawl out from underneath the table with.
Whoa.
So that they could be more exposed in the real world without fear of retaliation, if you know what I'm saying.
And like BioShock coming out or something.
Yes.
I would also say Legend of Korra was a big steampunk moment for them.
Yes.
You know what? For us. Fuck it.
For us. For the world.
For us, we've got there's like old timey mechs and just zeppelins everywhere. When are we gonna bring back zeppelins? I read an article that there's like only like 40 zeppelins in the entire world, and like 8 of them are like for advertising. Like
the Goodyear blimp.
Yes, exactly. We need more zeppelins.
I bet we should. Can we like get a episode where we like record it from a zeppelin,
and we call it the Zepisode.
Ooh, yeah,
exactly.
Love that.
Ian, why don't you tell us what your recipe is?
Gladly.
Ben's holding his cat like a machine gun, ready.
Okay, so I don't know if this is gonna show up in my audio, but she accidentally pressed the effects button, which is set to a reverb. So my voice for a second went whoa. I don't know if that showed up in my audio. That'd be really.
I really hope so.
I didn't notice it on our end, so it's
okay.
So, for those of you listening who are my real friends, you'll know that I always watch the Food Network or food-related shows when I'm on an airplane. And so I always just, I got the fun little movie screen in the back headrest. I'm flipping it to Triple D, what have you. Well, my flight to Michigan, they didn't have Triple D.
Oh, that sucks.
But they did have 2 episodes of one of David Chang's shows.
Ooh, yeah, hell yeah.
And in this particular episode, he was really pissed off. Like,
something really grinded his gears.
Ooh, oh.
Yeah. Because the whole episode was on the automation of the food industry. And like it showed like robots flipping hamburgers and like
he's like, I will not stand.
Like those little like robots that disengage like bombs, like delivering your fucking Grubhub.
Yeah. Was he like watching it and it's like a Clockwork Orange where he has like his eyes peeled open and it's like And it's like he's just seeing robots flip hamburgers. He's like, I can't take it.
He slowly reaches up to 2 cupcakes.
Yes.
Um,
two robot hamburgers that look like breasts,
Yeah.
classic.
Well, and so like, he's talking to like he's basically like a NASA employee. I was eating lunch with him, and he was saying, in 10 years, I'll be able to make what you make, but with science, like with food. And he was so angry, and it's like half the episode is him talking to like people who do Grubhub orders and how like they don't make enough, which is
reasonable.
absolutely reasonable.
Yeah.
But then it's also him like just really pissed off talking to like guys who are creating like automated like burger flippers and stuff, and they're like, this is the future, and he's like, you're fucking racist for making this because it's gonna take away jobs from immigrants.
Okay.
Valid case.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
he was real mad. So I was thinking, all right, like as much as we love bringing that human touch to what we do here,
What about the robots? Would they revolt and throw over our society in a Matrix-like revolution?
exactly, it won't be people touching the Pokemon,
Yes. Or
machines.
touching or eating?
Both.
You can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
Julian.
Welcome to. What would the show about touching Pokemon be
I
called?
feel you
I feel you.
with our mouths. I
Yes.
mean, that's basically what I choose you is.
Yeah, I mean, is eating not a certain type of touching?
Made atheists.
I mean, this is something that like Hannibal Lecter would say, but continue.
So I was thinking like machines making our food.
Mhm.
And then I was thinking about Klinklang. And I was like, what is that like? What is that channeling? And I like, this was on the way. I was like driving home to make this episode. I was like, what am I going to do? Klinklang. Well, what are some automated foods? What machines? How it's made style? What do you think of when you're like, foods are being produced mass?
Like
Big scale.
like candies.
Candies.
Keep
for
going.
sure.
Frozen
Keep going.
foods.
Keep going.
3D printed pizza.
Yeah.
Keep less high tech.
Okay.
Hamburgers. We already talked about this. The burgers are flipped by robots.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
Prepackaged snacks
Oh, okay. Like chips.
Oh, okay.
like chips,
Uh-huh.
or perhaps like not a host, but a hostess.
Okay.
And then you can imagine like I'm driving home, my eyes are rolled back in my skull. I'm like,
You're causing multiple you're like on the highway swerving in and out of traffic. It's like the fucking French
You like
Connection or
audibly
something.
under your breath say, "Not a host."
Hostess!
you know that car chase in the new Batman movie that's way too long?
Oh, yep.
It was like that.
You had like a hard time getting your car started, and it's like you're like, and you're like, okay, let's get on with this.
Exactly. Needless to say, wheels were turning, and
On your car.
you
Gears
use
were
the
turning in your head.
listen. You use the Klinklang to make the ding dong.
God damn it.
How, explain.
Wow, this was quite much like you driving willy-nilly all over the highway. This was quite an experience, a walk to get to this ending point.
Well, all right. Let me break it down for you. Klinklang, funny.
Mhm.
Ding dong, also funny.
1-to-1.
1-to-1 relationship of silly names for Pokemon and foods.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
they're both onomatopoeia.
Mhm.
yeah. We're making.
You know what that means, Ian?
Oh no, Jeremy.
No, Jeremy, I don't have a college.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I said it. It was just
I
you're
don't teach at a middle school where I regularly sub for English classes, and that's what they're fucking teaching the kids.
I don't. I'm sorry I said that. It was just like you're so despondent at that moment. I wasn't sure what was happening.
I just have nothing to say.
Okay.
We're making
Okay.
ding dongs, okay? If you haven't had this, I know a lot of our listeners aren't from the States. Ding dong. Chocolatey, round hockey puck shaped cake.
Mm-hmm.
with a creamy filling, and then it's like dipped in fudge, kind of. It's dipped in chocolate.
Right.
Kind
Yeah.
of has like a outer crust, but it's not like a hard crust.
Soft.
It's like a cakey gusher.
Yeah.
It is.
The gusher, the cake of the, is it the gusher of cakes or the cakes of gushers?
I don't know which one came first.
Oh, okay. It's a real gusher and cake situation.
I'm gonna delegate this one to Pokemaniac Chris. To
Yeah, he needs to use his classics degree to tell us if cakes were invented before gushers.
yeah.
I'm sure he's known. Yeah, he's got an answer.
Anyway,
Okay.
this is what you need. Of course, the machines are doing this for you, but like the R&D aspect.
Right. Machines can't purchase and acquire resources
Not yet.
Hmm.
You need flour. You need cocoa powder, baking soda, granulated sugar, baking soda. Wow, it has baking soda twice on this ingredient list.
You need a
the
lot
soda.
of baking soda.
It's got to rise.
Though I do think in some cases you, when you're making certain baked goods, you have to put in baking soda at multiple times while you're cooking it. So like you start it and then you do some more stuff and then you add more in later.
Interesting.
We'll find out if that's true. Egg, buttermilk, oil, vanilla, salt, marshmallow cream, and then chocolate ganache for the sauce.
Hell
These are like highbrow ding dongs.
Yeah, I would much rather eat this one than the store packaged one.
So, much like Brazil, like bum bum ba bum bum ba ba da do ba, how its made guy is talking over it.
Okay. Yeah.
You see like a machine like squirts the like batter onto like a conveyor belt, and then it goes through the oven, and then like some sort of like phallic shaped like thing like inserts into each cake and squirts in the creamy marshmallow, and then they like fall off comically, and it's like a rude Goldberg machine.
Rude Goldberg machine.
Rude boy.
They get dipped and stuff, and the Klinklang is at the source of all of it because, like the ding dong, the Klinklang has a gooey center.
It does. It's energy core. It could be described as a gooey center.
That's what I'm saying. Nougaty.
Do you go to like a nuclear reactor and you're like, man, that has a gooey center.
The forbidden gooey center.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like look at like the atom, gooey center for sure.
Yeah. If you look at those neutrons and protons and you're like the gooeyest of centers.
Exactly.
You might even call them the original gusher.
Yes.
Oh,
Shit.
if you bite that open, the universe
What are
explodes.
stars if not the original gusher?
Yeah, I think at this point we don't need a classicist anymore to solve this one. We need like a quantum physicist.
Yes.
Man, we're gushing. Yep. And so I don't have anything funny. I can't think of like a hostess related Pokemon.
Uh-huh.
But
Is Jinx not a hostess?
I don't know.
Like, it feels like she could host something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm also struggling with a Pokemon hostess pun, but you know, sometimes you just don't force it. Okay, just roll with it, Ian.
Exactly. We got. There's so many fucking funny names in here. Okay, so we don't even need like a good pun. So
We said so many silly words already.
Yeah.
exactly. Maybe the tops of them are like, it is chocolate, but maybe they put like a little white dollop on the center, and it kind of looks like a Pokeball.
I like that.
There you go.
I mean, shit. You want to get wild? Half of it's Velvet Kit. You got the red.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
baby.
red and vanilla. I don't know what to tell you.
Sounds great. All right.
So, Klinklang ding dongs.
Okay. All right, my recipe this week. I'm also gonna kind of go on the hardware. Evan just sent us a picture where it's a Pokemon card, but it says hostess on it.
That's all I could find.
I like that at the bottom it says fake card.
Just to let you know.
Just in case, you know, someone sold this for $400,000 on eBay recently. But it's okay. So I'm also gonna have to. I feel like, you know, this is kind of standard for when we approach Pokemon that are not just like inanimate objects, but specifically like very industrial or manufactured. is it's going to be hardware on my end, and I'm going more kind of. It has a strong heat source that it can, as the Pokedex entry describes, it can charge energy into any area, which is pretty impressive if you think about that. So what we're basically going to do is we're going to utilize that heat source into a Klinklang air fryer. So
nice.
It's going to spin around, which is going to create the current for a convection in a convection, because all an air fryer is a small convection oven, and this isn't very big. It's only 2 feet, which is, probably only a moderately larger than a standard air fryer kind of situation. So we're going to just, put a kind of a casing around it. So it can be the air fryer that we need. So it spins around, creates the motion of the air for the convection, and then its heat core allows the air fryer to heat up. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go through this website that had 88 air fryer recipes, and I'm going to look for one that might have a funny Klinklang thing I can throw in as like a pun. And here's what I got. Air fried Kling keto meatballs. So you're on a keto diet.
Clean keto?
You like, is it keto? I always said keto.
Thanks, keto.
Oh.
So we're gonna make air fried clean keto meatballs. Oh my god, I'm losing it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get you're gonna prepare your meatballs. So you're gonna get some ground mill tank. You're gonna push it through your meat grinder kind of situation, get it nice and pulled out, and you're gonna mix in you're gonna make your meatballs nice and shaped, and then you're gonna spice them with your favorite, like your garlic and your oregano and all that kind of stuff, salt, pepper, or whatever you like to put in a meatball. And then in the air fryer, we're gonna cover them in oil, stick them in there, let them go around for a little bit until they're mostly cooked, and then we're gonna top it off by adding in a variety of cheeses. To make sure that they get nice and melty on there for your meatballs, and then we're gonna pull them out. And if you want to serve it on the with a side of delicious marinara sauce, you can definitely get on that, like Evan said. And this is just the I use the keto as the alliterative element, but you can just use these meatballs in any other circumstance that you want to. You can put them on your pasta dinner if you'd like to.
Oh.
So. This is clean keto meatballs. Yes, Ian.
Would you put them on your Mara mac and cheese?
Yes, absolutely.
Really tops it off.
Marinara.
Other question. I guess not really a question, but like when I think of the air fryer, I think of it being really unstoppable in like what it can do.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think it can do spaghetti.
Well, it's not cooking the spaghetti. That's just preparing the meatballs.
I know. I'm
here.
just commenting. Like when I think, because like when I think
okay.
of,
it could do meatballs, but it can't do spaghetti.
Yes,
you can't even reheat spaghetti.
Yeah, well, I will agree that pasta isn't the air fryer's strong suit, because if you think about it, you wouldn't be like, oh, I need some leftover pasta, and then you like put it in the oven, which would be basically the same thing.
You could do lasagna though.
Yeah, but that's a little different. That's like a casserole.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would have a lot of difficulty even putting spaghetti onto like an air fryer like tray. I think.
Yeah, you just like it's not cooked at all. You just like crack it and like, put it in there.
And you just fill it with water.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're like this
Just
is
do it.
Certainly, this will work and not break my my kitchen utensil.
I really like your air fryer Klinklang idea. I think that actually it's a very it makes a lot of sense to me to use it in that like appliance setting for air fryer.
I'm trying my best.
I do like also that it like you're saying that like the meatballs will rotate on the Klinklang in the air fryer.
Yes.
Because to me that means that like my classic conundrum, I don't have a very big air fryer, so when I want to cook enough fries for 2 people, fries at the top, nice and crispy, fries in the bottom, soggy as shit. But if I could like lay them out on a thing that spins inside, they'd all get evenly crisped.
Right.
Air fryers need like a shawarma machine built in.
Yeah.
Where it spins around. And that's what the Klinklang can accomplish is it spins
spin.
around. Yeah, it keeps things nice and evenly distributed. Yeah, because when you're a normal air fryer, you got to bring it up, toss it a little bit so you can like get the cook a little more evenly spread out among your ingredients.
Air fryer shawarma machine, that revolutionary.
Yes.
Oh,
It's revolutionary because it spins things around.
Yes.
So yeah, let's review our recipes because surprisingly we've been recording for a very long time. So from Evan we have Klinklang, a pasta maker, and he's gonna make some conchielli. How do you pronounce it? I
don't even remember at this point, but basically shell pasta.
Yeah, shell pasta. From Ben we have Klinklang steampunk cake. From Ian we have Klinklang ding dongs, and from me we have Klinklang air fryer producing keto meatballs. So everyone put in their votes. And Ben, can you tell us who the winner mon is?
Yes. I have 3 votes. I thought mine was in.
Mine didn't go through. Hold on one second.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were saying you had 3 votes for you.
Well, funny that you say that, Jeremy, because I actually fucking do.
Oh.
I got 3 votes, so I'm the winner, obviously, and Ian got my vote.
Ben, how does it feel?
It feels great, especially since I really didn't think that this was going to go anywhere.
Well, I think you really tapped into our nostalgia. You're like, yeah, you're riding in an airship, and you're like, there's like a lady who's wearing a big fancy Victorian dress, and she has a cane that has a sword in it, and a cool watch, all that kind of business.
Really catered to that steampunk inside all of us.
It is cake.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and it was cake.
It is cake. Yeah,
it wasn't a lie either.
Oh, callback.
Excellent. All right, let us move into the favorite portion of the show. It's called Whale Lord's Mail Horde. It's where we read your emails and questions sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ichewspod@gmail.com. Unfortunately, we have none because we're too crazy. But we do have no emails, but we do have social media recipes. Ben, can you read this recipe from Pokemaniac Chris?
Surely. Pokemaniac Chris writes, @ichoosepod, listen, I've had it with trying to cook and eat mechanical Pokemon made of solid metal. I break my archiest damn teeth every time. And a couple of weeks ago when I turned a Golurk into Marzipan, I got heavy metal poisoning from all the fucking chromium in its body glaze. Excuse me. I'm solving this bullshit riddle once and for all. I'm gonna use Pokemon moves, items, and abilities, anything that can make a steel type less than a steel type, to turn Klinklang into something vaguely edible. Will it be toxic? I have no idea at this point, and I don't care.
Don't care.
First step, we're going to deploy the unique ability of the poisonous Alolan Lizard Pokemon Salazzle. Mm-hmm. Steel Pokemon are normally immune to poison, but Salazzle's corrosion ability allows its venom to eat through steel-type armor. Soak Klinklang in a pool of Salazzle venom until its metallic skin begins to dissolve. Second, we'll take away its steel type altogether with a combination of 2 moves. One is Soak, which is where a water Pokemon drenches an enemy in water to turn it into an honorary water type. Several water types can learn Soak, but we'll use Wailord in honor of the Mail Horde. The second move we need can only be learned by one Pokemon, Trevenant, who can use Forest's Curse to add the grass type to any Pokemon. Use both, and Klinklang will become a water and grass type. Step 3 uses the reality bending power of the move Skill Swap. Teach this move to a Grumpig, and we can use it to transfer Grumpig's delicious layer of thick fat to Klinklang. How does this happen? I have no fucking clue, but it's something you can literally do in the game. Step 4 is to cover Klinklang's body in a paste of mashed bobbery berries. Apart from being extremely spicy, bobbery berries can be eaten by Pokemon to reduce the damage taken from steel attacks. Hopefully, they will extend a similar benefit to the diner's gastrointestinal tract. Use Magnetron's magnet pull ability to extract any leftover shards of metal, and hopefully Klinklang's body should now resemble some kind of watery, fatty vegetable, but still shaped like a clockwork mechanism.
Whoa.
Like a cross between a cucumber, an avocado, and a Swiss watch. Put it in a sandwich, put it on toast, fry it maybe. I'm only now realizing that it'll probably taste at best like bobbery berries and grumpig fat, which is good and all, but defeats the purpose of cooking and eating Klinklang. Might benefit from pairing with a lemon LaCroix. Anyway, if you don't hear from me again after this week, you should probably assume that this recipe is not safe for human consumption.
So we're gonna be like, this is full like we're dipping into the dark arts to transform the flesh of one substance into something else.
Yeah, this is like alchemical.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for writing in, Pokemaniac Chris. I've got some comments from the Discord. No really full recipes, but Edward says it's going to break his teeth. Ali says that's Klinklang isn't food. It's a mulcher that gives us food, which is true. Helen responds that it's like the SpongeBob episode where that guy eats nails for breakfast to get into the tough club kind of situation. And then
Not for weenies.
yes, not for weenies. And then T-Rex Jose says, do the iron extraction. Someone says they want to turn it into cereal. And then T-Rex Jose wants to know if we can iron extraction from cereal experiment in reverse, put the Klinklang back into the cereal. So they want to make Klinklang into cereal. So I don't. That's quite the conversation over on the oldie I Choose You Discord. So check it out if you haven't already. Now's the time of the show where we pick next week's Pokemon in a segment I like to call Pick-a-mon. Evan, can you get me a number between 494 and 649?
512.
512. That's going to be pretty early on there. Oh, we already did it. It's Simisage.
Oh.
So give me another one.
632.
632, you say? It's going to be kind of high up there. What's it going to be? What is it going to be? 632 is kind of related to one we've done before, but not exactly. Next week, we're going to be doing Durant, the Iron Ant Pokemon.
Oh.
Durant.
Yeah. We're hungry like the wolf for this Durant.
Oh.
Ooh,
Love that.
Wow.
So send in your best Durant recipes. Actually, I'm gonna even, you can do that anyway. But you'll see. I'll post it on Twitter. But send us your Durant recipes at ichoosepod@gmail.com. All right, now's the time of the show for plugs. Tell us, what are you doing?
Go to your Trader Joe's right now.
Right
Get the
now.
big, soft pretzels.
If you're not convinced by the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Ben, do you have you want to promote anything? Talk about your social media, whatever.
Not really, but I do want to plug one thing, which is that obviously we've been talking about there's been a lot of like fires and stuff happening in New Mexico. I guess if you're not from New Mexico, maybe it's not as big of a deal, but I did see there is like an all volunteer fire department near Cochiti that's raising funds on Venmo, and you can send money to them at Cochiti Fire, all lowercase, on Venmo.
Yeah, it's been tough. Last week has been like living in a campfire kind of situation. A lot of smoke. Evan.
I got nothing other than you can follow me on Twitter at @E_Van Aubrey.
All right. And me, you can follow me on Twitter at VelocityPrime1. Now I guess is where I reveal we're gonna have some episodes backlogged for the next couple of weeks because I will be in Spain for 2 weeks.
Like Lizzie McGuire.
Yes. Are the
Wasn't that Rome?
Cheetah? Yeah,
maybe.
maybe it's
I think
the
that was
Cheetah
Rome.
Girls. Did the Cheetah Girls go to Barcelona or something?
One of the Disneys.
Yes. So I'm gonna be in España. Gonna be hanging out there. So it's definitely gonna be. We have some. We have some episodes backlogged for your enjoyment while I'm gone. And if there's any problems, yell at Ben. I'm just kidding. But if you, I probably won't be able to do as much on social media. But at Velocity Prime One is my Twitter and Tumblr page if you want to see that. But all it does is post episodes of the show.
Go to Jeremy's Tumblr.
Yeah, all it is just once a week for the past 3 years is episodes of this show. So that's that. All right. This has been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. If you like our show, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, check out our social media pages. I Choose Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and with the brand new edition of the I Choose You TikTok. You've got funny videos of us talking about garbage. It's very fun. Also, make sure to join the I Choose You Discord. Links are available in each episode description. We do community events and talk about recipes and various other things there. That's the I Choose You Discord. Lastly, but not leastly, check out the official I Choose You website, ichooseyou.menu. It has a full episode archive and a merch store designed all by one Evan Aubrey. All that and more at ichooseyou.menu. All right. This has been I Choose You, and I've been the host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zielik.
I've been your friend on the show, Ben Montoya.
I've been David Chang, Ian Davis.
And Evan Aubrey.
And to all the choosies out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
It's always hard when the recipe's new.
Make a presupposition or just make a stew.
But there's no month that we can't cook. So turn up the volume, put down that book.
It's season 5.
Let the pan sage roast.
Keep the Nilux alive.
Make some tepid toast.
So crack a cold one, now's the time.
For cooking Pokemon and making rhymes. We're not always right or wrong, but you'll probably have some fun. It's win or lose based on the jokes you choose. The winners within. It's a podcast called I Choose You.